Scream 6 just got a brand new release date. Oh boy, let's crack open this peanut.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Hello, and welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel, where instead of having friends, I have horror movies. I am back from my break, all fresh and ready to go to talk about horror movies again. Let's go, baby! Sorry I was gone, but since Michael Myers didn't bite a rat in Halloween Ends, super disappointing I know, I had to become the king of the rats myself. Yes, my disciples, go on and feast upon the fruits of the land. Which is probably turds swimming down the sewer. Anyways, we have a lot of Scream 6 news to catch up on from this past week, as well as an Evil Dead Rise update. So stay tuned for all of that. Before we get into that though, I'm gonna need y'all to like this video, subscribe, do all of that crap, because it would make Jake pretty happy. So in the time that I've been on break, we've gotten a massive Evil Dead Rise update, which I kind of want to talk about first before I get into the Scream 6 stuff. On Halloween, a new set picture was released by franchise star and producer Ashy Slashy himself, Bruce Campbell, reading "Trick or Treat, Deadites." Here is the first peek at Evil Dead Rise, in theaters April 21st. On top of that awesome first look, we also got this dope looking title card, which I think is super sick. Maybe even rad, perhaps? Now obviously this new Evil Dead film is shrouded in a lot of mystery, but we did get some kind of plot description earlier this year that I kind of want to reference talking about this new picture. Previously released plot details revealed that the story will follow two estranged sisters, Ellie and Beth, after they have an overdue reunion. However, because of unknown events, the two find the dreaded Necronomicon, and both sisters have to survive through a twisted version of motherhood. Ellie, the older sister, has 3 kids in the film, and the story takes place primarily in the Los Angeles apartment high-rise she lives in, which is a first for the series. I personally love the change-up of the setting. I feel like there's only so much you can do with a cabin in the woods setting, so why not take Evil Dead to an apartment complex? We're already getting our first look at some of the crazy shit that they can do here with this picture, showing us literally someone looking through a peephole. How terrifying would it be to look out your peephole at night and just see a deadite standing there taunting you? I love how terrifying this image already is, and the deadite here has a striking resemblance to Alyssa Sutherland, who is one of the sisters. I can only assume this picture is from the perspective of Beth, who is our other sister, played by Lily Sullivan, and maybe the reason she can't leave is because she is trapped in an apartment on a very high floor and there are deadites in the hallway stalking her. That is something the series has always struggled with coming up with a good excuse for why a character can't leave. Like going back to the other films, the bridge just being destroyed. You know, the power of the deadites could do that, but they couldn't kill Bruce Campbell. This is just a little more grounded, so I'm already kind of digging where they're taking it. And as a massive fan of literally every other film and episode of the series, literally anything Evil Dead, I'm a massive fan of. I don't think they miss when it comes to Evil Dead. I have a lot of faith in this project. I really don't think Sam Raimi or Bruce Campbell would have their names attached to this if they didn't have faith in it. This franchise is their baby, and they really want to see younger filmmakers succeed with it. So I have a lot of faith in this new entry, and I think it's going to be another badass movie in this awesome film franchise. This is one of my favorite horror franchises, so I literally cannot wait for this movie. I am so excited for April 21st. It cannot come soon enough. So getting into some news on our old pal Ghosty, we did not get a teaser on Halloween, but that would have been way too early anyways, right? Because it has a March 31st release date. Well, guess what, everybody? The release date just got a little closer. Scream 6 will now release on March 10th, 3 weeks earlier from its prior release date, which was March 31st. This is really exciting news and kind of makes sense as to why they did it. Let's talk a little bit about that though. So Paramount actually swapped the release dates of 2 of their movies, which was Scream 6 and also Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. They kind of swapped the release dates for this because now it has better competition, I guess, but let's talk a little bit about its competition because I don't know if this was the best decision. The new Scream film now has the competitor of 65, a new sci-fi film coming from the same A Quiet Place duo Scott Beck and Brian Woods. This is kind of a weird choice because no, I don't think it's going to be horror, but it's still sci-fi and it's also produced by Sam Raimi, so that may also bring in the horror crowd. I think the big reason that they swapped the release dates of these movies is because they maybe thought like, oh, fantasy Dungeons and Dragons versus a sci-fi movie, that may split audiences. I get that, but I feel like you're also bringing in the horror crowd for this new movie, even though the 65 film, I did a little research on it, doesn't seem to be horror, but it is definitely science fiction. A lot of Sam Raimi's frequent collaborators are attached to this project, like Danny Elfman, for example, who did the music for some of Sam Raimi's films like the Spider-Man movies and Darkman. Now, obviously, those are some of Raimi's flicks that are not horror, but I still feel like you're going to attract the horror crowd. I mean, like, let's go back to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. A bunch of horror fans went to go see that, even though they probably have never seen any Marvel movies. They were there to support Sam Raimi, which may be the case for this, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, honestly, I am pretty excited to see 65 2 next year, so it's kind of weird that they would swap the release dates like this so confidently. Like, I get why they did it. The Dungeons and Dragons movie will probably make more money than Scream 6, of course. I mean, it's just a more widely available kind of movie. It's probably going to be PG-13. I don't know that much about it. Don't quote me on that. But I think that this actually may hurt Scream 6's performance at the box office, where it already has some troubling issues going on with it anyways. Like, Scream 6 has already had a lot of controversy shrouded around it because you don't have Neve Campbell attached to the project. This is something that has really divided fans and have made people wary of the new film. Some people online don't even want to see it. Now they're putting this movie up against something that's definitely going to give it a little bit of competition. I don't know, this just is kind of foreboding to me. The other thing about 65 is that it had a $91 million budget and is definitely going to bring in more people than Scream 6, because you have like big stars attached to it. You have the A Quiet Place people. This is like their next big thing. The big thing that's worrying me about this is I think the horror crowd is going to be a little more magnetized to this film opposed to Scream 6. Don't forget, the A Quiet Place movies, love them or hate them, made a lot of money. A Quiet Place 2, for instance, which used characters created by Brian Woods and Scott Beck, which was done for a $55 million budget, performed really well at the box office, making nearly $300 million. That is more than double of what Scream 5 made at the box office, which is why I'm starting to get a little worried here. That makes me really worried because I am kind of hoping for a new trilogy from Radio Silence. I want to see them tell a full story throughout 3 movies. It seems like they're already trying to set that up here. So hopefully this one doesn't bomb and can render a 7th film. That would be awesome. And really the only other thing to talk about with Scream news is there was also these bathroom pics that leaked. It's just like a bloody bathroom. There's really no confirmation that this was something that was actually used on set. It's just something that was floating around Reddit. I thought I'd mention it because I love talking about bloody bathtubs. I mean, that's pretty fucking cool. Could you imagine someone dying like in the same way Olivia did in Scream 4 in this bathtub? That would be pretty sick. Regardless of if 65 is going to give Scream 6 any competition, I'm just glad we're getting the movie 3 weeks earlier than we would have gotten it before. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think this new movie from the Quiet Place people will actually draw away some attention from Scream 6 and divide the horror crowd, or do you think it's really not going to do that? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this brand new Scream 6 update. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Also, if you want to support this page further, you can support me on Patreon or become a channel member by clicking that join button on my page. And the biggest thing you can do to support this page right now is just share the Red Right Hand teaser trailer everywhere. Post it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. I don't even know. Screw it. Put it there. Put it on MySpace for all I care. As long as you share the link for that, that would be pretty awesome. We worked really hard on this Scream fan film, and I'm so excited for you guys to see it. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.